Hello, today I'm going to be walking you through the sine rule, which is really easy as long as you can find a missing side using the sine rule and you know how to use inverse sine to find a missing angle. As long as you're comfortable doing calculations with sine and inverse sine, this is really easy. So the first thing we're going to do is look at how to label up the triangle, and then I'll show you the formula, and then we'll do some examples. So to label up any triangle to use the sine rule, we're going to use lowercase a, b and c for the sides, and it doesn't matter what order we put them in, so a, b and c. And the angle that's opposite the given side, so for example this angle here opposite my side A, I'm going to call that capital A. This side here that's opposite side B, I'm going to call capital B, and the same for this side here, that's going to be capital C. So the sine rule says if I take my side A and I divide it by sine of angle A, capital A, that's equal to side B divided by sine B, and that's equal to C over sine C. Now you might be a bit confused because we've got two equal signs here in this equation, but when you're actually doing calculations, you're only going to use like one part of it. So don't really worry about it too much, just make sure you know how the formula looks. So we use the sine rule when we want to find either a missing side or a missing angle of a triangle. And we can do this if we're given two angles on any side. So for example, we could be given these two angles and this side here. Or we use it if we're given two sides, so for example this one, and an angle that isn't between them, so that one there. But once you've labelled up your triangle, it will be quite obvious which if you're going to use the sine rule or not. And I'll do two examples to demonstrate this. So here's a triangle and we want to find this missing angle x. So first thing I'm going to do is label up the triangle. So I'm going to call this side A, this side B, and this side C. But you could do it in any order you want. I'm now going to call this angle capital B because it's opposite lowercase b, and the same with this capital A and this angle capital C. So I'm not really interested in the sides that are C because I don't have any information on them, so I don't need to know them. So let's write out the formula. It's A over sine A, and that's equal to B over sine B. And now all I'm going to do is substitute in my values of A, B, and capital A and B into this formula. So side A is 5 centimeters, so I'm going to put 5 divided by sine, well, angle A is x, I don't know it, so I'll just leave it as x. And that's equal to side B, which is 7 centimeters, divided by sine of angle B, which is 62. So now we have an equation, and we want to find angle x, so I'm going to rearrange this to find x. So here's how I'm going to do it, and you might be able to do it quicker, but I'm going to show all the steps just so it's clear how I'm doing it. So to start with, I'm going to multiply both sides by sine x, like this. And that's going to give me 5 is equal to 7 sine x, all divided by sine 62. From here, I'm going to multiply both sides by sine 62, so times sine 62. And I'm going to get 5 times sine 62 is equal to 7 times sine x. Now I can divide both sides by 7, so divide by 7, and we get 5 sine 62 divided by 7 is equal to sine x. So we want x, so I'm going to have to calculate whatever this is, and then to calculate the inverse sine of it. So 5 times sine 62, all divided by 7, that's going to give me, to two decimal places, 0.63, which is equal to sine x. So if I calculate the inverse sine of 0.63, that's going to give me the value of x. So if I do that to two decimal places, I get that x is equal to 39.1 degrees. So this missing angle here is 39.1 degrees. Nice and easy, not too bad, right? The other time we're going to use it is to find a missing side. So here you can see we've got two angles, this side, and we need to find angle x. So first thing I'm going to do is label up the triangle. So we've got side A, side B, side C. Remember, it doesn't matter what order I label the sides in. So this is angle A, this is going to be angle C, and this is going to be angle B. So I'm interested in which parts? Well, I'm interested in B and A, right? But you'll notice I don't have this angle here, B. But I do know two angles. I know angle 50 and I know one angle is 87. So if I add them together, the missing angle must be, well, 180 minus the sum of those two, because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So this missing angle B must be 43 degrees. So now what do I know? Well, I know angle A, angle B, and side A. So let's write out the formula. So it's A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. Now I know this, I can substitute in my values. So I've got 10 divided by sine 50 is equal to x over sine 43. And again, I'm rearranging for x. And this is quite easy this time. It's 10 over sine 50, because I'm going to multiply both sides by sine 43. So times by sine 43. So, and then times this by sine 43, and we get that's equal to x. So if I put all this into my calculator, I get 10 divided by sine 50 is 13.05, and I'm going to times that by sine 43, and we get that x is equal to 8.9 centimeters. So you can see it's quite easy really. You just need to know the formula, label up the triangle, and it'll be quite simple. Go over to my YouTube channel for more tutorials, past papers, stuff like that, and go over to my TikTok for worked exam questions.